Hello, Haley from wickedwix.com here. All of this off-the-cuff live screencast recording is not very live sometimes. This is like about my 20th take, because I was going through and showing you some weather resources, which are now in a separate video, because there was no way I could do both and not screw one or the other up. So let me quickly fast forward to in the time that it's taken me to try to get these videos going. Hey, looky here! Tropical Storm 2E! You know, it was a 90% when I first started doing this morning. Happy Sunday to you. Yes, and now it's Tropical Depression 2E, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, the reason why I wanted to go over these weather resources in this other video now is because we have a moderate risk today and a moderate risk tomorrow. So, let's look at this. We've got Nebraska, looks like a little edge of Colorado, northern Kansas, extreme northwestern Missouri looks like, and southwestern Iowa. I am dyslexic with directions, that's why it takes me so long to process that. Okay, so if we go into detail, here is the wind probabilities. 45% chance damaging wind be 58 miles per hour greater. Hail. Oh, hell no, right? 45%, and then a black hatched area around it. That's the significant hail risk. So everybody else, the X% chance of seeing hail 1 inch or larger, but this black area has a 10% chance that their hail will be 2 inches or larger. Tornadoes. As high as 10%. I believe this is the highest it's been in recent times. I think the highest it's maybe ever been is 45%. That was for the massive Alabama outbreak, I believe. I'd have to look that up though. So, what do the numbers mean? We like numbers, don't we? We're math nerds here. Actually, we're not. I can't even do math. Or is it maths? I'm sorry, it's plur, maths. Anyway, so my mouse is here. So, this specific map, that means that there is a 10% chance that someone within 25 miles of where my mouse is will see a tornado. So, that means not necessarily you, though it could be you, but, you know, maybe your neighbor. Yeah. So, call your neighbors, tell them, hey, I'm not going to get hit by the tornado today, but you are. You're up. It's your time, buddy. Okay, here's tomorrow. Moderate risk again. And of course, since this is day 2, and they're this certain about it right now, it could mean that it could be a high risk by tomorrow. I can't say such things because I'm not a meteorologist, and of course, you know, it's all a very scientific guessing game at its heart. You know, chaos theory, it comes from meteorology because there's so many different factors going on. So don't blame your meteorologist. Blame chaos, baby. Because chaos, you know, it gets in the way. I don't know. Anyway, probabilities for tomorrow. This is any severe weather event. Tomorrow, they'll break it down into tornado, wind, and hail. But today, we see as high as 45% centered over here. And then they've got a black hatched area around that, saying any significant weather event. So, here's where we do the fun. Find the word tornado in the Outlook. So, this is for today. It says, appears the best threat for tornadoes would be in region of high dew points and backed low-level winds north of the warm front. Yeah, so when you look at those weather maps with the red and the bumps and stuff, that's a warm front. Right. Here is tomorrow we play Hunt for Tornado. Okay, so including the possibility of tornadoes and very large hail. Oh, and they also have this, a potentially significant severe weather event is possible across parts of the mid-Missouri, mid-Mississippi Valley region Monday. And there's other mentions of the word tornado. Deep layer shear in excess of 50 knots. I don't forecast sounding strongly favor the potential for tornadoes. And 21 Zulu, what does that mean? That means 21 minus 5, which is 16. And 16 minus 12 is, what is this? Yeah, it's 4. So it's 4 in the afternoon. See, I told you I was bad at math. I hate math, yeah. And here, Kansas and Oklahoma, apparently, Cloud bases may be somewhat lower north of I-70, which may increase the tornado threat for portions of northeastern Kansas northward. Well, I guess is what that means. I don't know. And then it uses fun words like, I don't even want to pronounce that, because it just sounds like if I say it, it's gonna sound dirty. Especially with the word rejuvenation next to it. So, I'm not even gonna try. Anyway, so that's today and tomorrow, some moderate risk. If you're in a moderate risk area, pay attention. Watch my other video where I talk about the weather resources, but to go over it quickly, get yourself a weather radio. They go for about $30. If you can't find one locally, find it at Amazon.com. Get access to radar. Start looking at radar and getting familiar with what it looks like, so that, if you're in the danger zone, you'll actually be able to say, hey, I actually kind of understand what that means. Oh, and then make sure you get access to a looping one so that you can see where the storm is moving, because not all storms move in the same direction, so it's important to know if you're actually in the danger path. And then, of course, local TV, because even if you don't have cable and you're in a antenna dead zone and can't get... If you've fallen off the digital cliff, you may be surprised to find that your local TV channels actually will stream live over the internet in times of severe weather. Okay, so, hurricane time. Hurricane time, yes! 2E, we've got our 2E of the season. It's very exciting, or is it? I don't know. Anyway, so let's click on this, let's look at... Here we go! So we finally have a path. Yes, very exciting. Or is it exciting? I don't know, and I'm getting a little bit Scottish here. Okay, so back to the accent. Or not, it's all gone off the rails now. Anyway, so, this is the predicted path, I believe. What is that? The 3-day path and then the 5-day path. So it looks like this one is like Hurricane Adrian forecasted. Now it looks like it is going to clip Mexico. But it looks like it's going to mostly stay. I can't tell if they've got... Okay, so it looks like they are forecasting. So they've got its Tropical Depression 2E. So it's going to be then, I believe it gets a name when it becomes a tropical storm. So it's then going to be apparently Tropical Storm. I think it's pronounced Beatrice. I'm not sure. It's Beatrice. Anyway, and then it'll apparently be a hurricane. So that actually is bad, because about the time that it's in, hitting land, it's apparently going to be a hurricane. And then back down to tropical storm, and then tropical depression, and then death. So, yes, it's the life and death of a hurricane. Oh, have we looked at the Atlantic then? So anyway, so that's Tropical Depression 2E. And... here over the Atlantic, we have not... I don't know what the E stands for. Is it Eastern Pacific? So would this be Tropical Depression 1A? We haven't even seen it yet. We've seen some blobs of yellows and stuff, but nothing has materialized. So anyway, if you want information on severe weather, go to wickedwix.com. Wickedwix is WICKEDWX. WhiskeyXray.com. Or Google Storm Prediction Center, or if hurricanes are your thing, Google National Hurricane Center. Anyway, if you're in a moderate risk today, pay attention. Pay attention, And tell your friends. Say, hey, I'm not going out with you tonight. I'm going to bunker down and get my headgear on and, bundle blankets around me. Screw you guys, I'm going home, right? Anyway, take it easy, guys.